And we're live.
Evening.
Evening, people. How's
Evening.
it going?
Yeah, really good. How about yourself?
Not bad, mate. So it looks like they're stuck with me again. Been roped in it. I bet they're sick of me. I bet they want me to go back on holiday.
You're a regular now, aren't you, Steve? After that holiday, you're fully rested. You're on every stream.
Well, I say I'm fully rested. I'm not actually fully rested, mate. I could do it another holiday, like we all could, to be fair. But
well,
yeah.
I can't believe they've let us in charge again on our own, Steve. What is going on here?
It's either going to be a disaster or we're going to fly through it. So yeah,
it's going to be a good one. I hope it's going to be a good one.
Seems like ages since I've seen you, though, Jay. To be fair, which I think it is. It's got to be 4 weeks, hasn't it? 4 weeks.
Yeah, I've been on holiday, haven't I? I went on holiday.
Yeah.
I've been on holiday every week in the school holidays. So
yeah, you went at the same time as me, didn't you? Abroad, didn't you? And then you went somewhere else, didn't you?
The reef tank's barely seen me, which is, it's much happier when I'm not knocking around. Fiddling, messing with the setting,
Oh yeah.
Like we all do when we get bored, just start tinkering, don't we, like an old car?
Absolutely. So just like we always do, we're just gonna say see who's in the house and all that. Russell Brooks is in the house, Techers, Tony, all the usual crew. Howard's in the house, John is in the house as well. Evening, guys. And nice to see you on there. Dan's Reef. Skids is in.
Yeah, nice one.
Darren's in. Hope you're well, Darren. UKM as always. Jonathan, Batship Reefer.
Nice one, Jonathan.
Smithy 31. Nice to see you, mate. Evening. Errol is in. Stuart, Julian. Reefer Madness.
Do you know Reefer Madness?
No, are you in? Is this a new chap or lady? I don't know. I don't think I've seen it. Are you new to the stream? Let us know in the comments below, mate.
Reef Cube Man. Oh, he's always
absolutely. Stu as always. Cornish Reefer as well. Adam is in the house and UK Reefer is in the house. So we've caught up to the bottom of it. If any of you guys have not commented, there's 40 people watching already, and I've only said hello to maybe 20 people. So comment below, people who's not commented, and
get involved. 40 on a summer night as well. It's good, really.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Thanks for joining, everybody.
MK Reefer. Oh, and Christian's in the house as well. How's it going, Christian?
Hi, Christian.
Hope you're well, mate.
It's about 6 hours since I saw him.
Yeah.
Went shopping today, Steve, like you did.
Oh, did you? What did you get?
Well,
is it a secret? Are you doing a video or
no,
is it not secret?
Right.
A
bit like most people, you get that summer blues and you just kind of disengage with your reef tank. You kind of you go on your family holiday, you're spending loads of money on other things. You kind of not neglect, but you kind of forget a little bit about your reef tank, don't you? So I'm just trying to get that, that passion back again, that love. So I thought, what better way? Just do a bit of shopping. So thought, right, I'll take a trip up to Signature Frags, see what he's got in stock. Because obviously he's just done a website update. And went and did some shopping, picked up 4 new corals. Mate, I'm on top of the world now. I'm back in it, back loving it.
I know. You know what you do. You do go through those points, don't you? Like it's not like a depression. It's more like a downer in it of like what do I do now and what do I need to get? Do I need to get something for the tanking? And it just gives you that boost, doesn't it? That boost of morale when you do something. I'm the same as you, mate. Where I've got to like. I was I'm thinking about with everything, like I said, mentioned in the last stream last week, was like because we want to move house, but then if we don't move house, we want to do this house up. So it's like a massive headache for me. She wants all new floor, but it has been like 5 years, so it is long overdue. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, when you paint, I don't know you guys, but whether you know, but like when you paint, the fumes of the paint can irritate your skimmers. It goes mad. Do you know what I mean? So I've done it before, and it's crazy. You don't want to risk getting paint. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've painted round it.
That is a point. How do you paint a room?
You can't.
With a reef tank in it.
Well, painting's not impossible, but laying a new laminated flooring is virtually impossible to put down. You know what I mean? I can't cut around the tank, can I? You know what I mean?
I reckon this is a perfect excuse to get out of DIY. You're like, sorry, love, I can't. We don't want any dust. Yeah. We don't want any fumes. We don't, you know what I mean? That's a valid point. That is.
But that's the point, you see, because it's not mainly like the you know, the emotion and stuff like that. It's more of like the gloss. The gloss, as we know, stinks like anything, doesn't it? Yeah. But when I did that last time, my skimmer went crazy for like 3 weeks, mate. It was going mad. There was nothing got in the water, but I think the fumes are just done on the surface of the water. And I've just took for ages to get it out of it. You know what I mean? I was putting loads of carbon in just to make sure that it's to stay on top of. It was an absolute pain in the bum, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that again. No chance. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's an issue, but
excuse right here on the live stream.
Yeah, if that was the case, mate.
In your biggest room, you never.
That you don't want to decorate it. Yeah. Well, Darren, I think Jay's answer.
Nice one. What's happened there, Steve? I can't hear you anymore. Is it me or you? You're taking the mic. I can't hear you. I assume it's yours. It might be mine. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No. Mate, that laptop is a bag of rubbish. It's Steve. All right, okay, there you go, Steve. I thought it was. Mate, what is going on? Anyway, Darren, is Steve still there? Steve? I think he's dropped out. Anyway, oh no, he's in. He's there. He's still there, Steve? No. Right, we'll carry on. Darren, thanks. Is that for the Instagram? Did you see my picture earlier on Instagram? So what I've done is I picked up 2 Goniapora. Really, really nice pieces. I'll try and show you in a second. 2 nice Goniapora. I also picked up a Raja Rampage. Now, UK Reefer, he's pulled me up on this already, actually, today, UK Reefer. So it's like, I thought you already had a Raja Rampage, which I did. I got one about 3 or 4 months ago. And whilst I was away on my holiday, one of the fish knocked it off into the sand. And then it got buried in the sand, and basically it was gone. It completely died. So I've had to pick up a new one of them. And what else did I pick up? A little SPS frag over here. I'll give you a closer look as well. And I haven't got a clue what its name is. If Christian's in the chat, he might be able to help me out here. But yeah, I haven't got a clue what its name is. But I've given up on coral names. I can't remember them all. There's too many. So now I'm just going with what I like, what the colours are like, flow and things like that, movement. So I got that one as well. Right, I'll let you have a little look then. Let me try and get you a little bit closer in. They've only been in about 5 hours in the moment, so they've still got a lot of work to do in terms of getting settled and stuff. Let me just unplug that. Right, here we go. So let's see. I'm running a slightly whiter spectrum. So the first one, I don't know if you can see it there, guys. I can't even see the chat here anymore. So the first one is here. That's the first one. Now, he had that one in stock about 2 months ago, and I asked for it to be reserved because it's so nice. So it's like pink tips, green stems, and then a bright orange center. This is it. This is what it looks like under daylight. So that's daylight lighting. You can still obviously see it's quite colourful. It's a bit retracted because it's just getting used to the. Obviously, it's been in there 5 hours. New water parameters, different flow, different lighting. But yeah, that is a really nice piece. And what I'm kind of trying to do here, look, if you've probably noticed, I've got 5 Gonnies here. That's my pinky balls. That's just a pink Gonnie. That's the new one. In fact, let me try and get the name of the new one for you. But it's I just, as soon as I saw it, I wanted it in the collection. Wait up. Let's see what it's called. So it's here. This one here. I don't know if you can see it on there. Let me just make it bigger. Make it bigger. There we go. So that's what it looks like. It's called, there we go. That's what it looks like. It's called the Green Stem Electric Pink Lash Orange Eye. Quite a long title, isn't it, that, for a coral? There you go. Green Stem Electric Pink. That's it. Anyway, it's a little cracker. So I got that one. And then I've bought this other one here. Can you see this one here is also a new one? It's got purple stems and yellow this is a rainbow, yellow fronds and peach fronds. Again, it's a little bit retracted, just getting used to things. But this is me gonny garden here, guys and girls. This is my little gonny garden. I've got 5 gonnies here. I'm absolutely loving gonnies at the moment. Just like the colour, the movement. And they're not as expensive as the torches either, so you can kind of get best of both worlds. That goes with my blue and orange gonny there as well. But yeah, this is daylight, and they're just settling in. But God, I love them. I love gonnies. My Raja, God, you're gonna see all my warts and all here actually, because I'm under daylight, so you can see me green air algae as well. Unfortunately, my Raja's on the top there. Can you see that? There's my Raja Rampage. It's only I just put it on there at the moment, settling in. And then my other one that I've got is down here, and it's an SPS. This is the one I don't know the name of. It's an SPS coral here. It's got a green base, and it's like a bluish color with little reddish pinkish eyes on it, and it moves as well. So that's why I liked it, because it's got a bit of movement. So again, they're just a bit sulky at the moment because they're settling in, but I've got that one as well. So yeah, it's looking quite packed out at the moment. Really, I've got quite a few different pieces in there now. Yeah, really. Just enjoying it. I mean, in particular, I've just focused on this little gonny garden here. And one of the things, if you're getting bored with the hobby or something, perhaps get yourself a little area of the tank that you want to focus on. And the people are talking about like single species areas or single species tanks, and I just love. I love gonnies at the moment, so that's what I've gone with. I've gone for this single species garden of gonnies, and hopefully I can kind of all encompass that rock, and then it'll be all the way around. But yeah, that little pink, the pink there with the green stem, that is super nice. So yeah, that's a little coral update that's going on. I don't want to show you around anywhere else. Let me have a look at the chat for a second, because I haven't got the comments up here. Where's Steve? Steve, back in 3 minutes. All right, okay, nice one, mate. See you in 3 minutes. Here's me Trachophilia. I've moved my Trachophilia down to the front here. I don't know if you can see that there. This is my Trachophilia. I really like that actually. You can see that it's about the colour and the movement for me. So I really like that bit there. It's on the sand bed. So I've just moved that to the front as well. My Zoas, yeah, they're all right. They're doing pretty well. Again, it's under whites, but what I'm finding actually now is that the other species that are in between, they're actually starting to break up these rasters. So I'm a bit overrun with rasters there, but it's slowly starting to get a bit more balance about it. But I do really like the Zoa garden. And to be honest, if anybody comes round and looks at the tank, if I get like friends round anytime, I ask them, what do you like? Which corals do you like? And they often say the Zoas. It's not my favourite part of the tank, but it's I do quite like it. My torches are doing as pretty well as well. Pretty good. Got my GSP on the back wall at the top. There's my GSP up there as well. Yeah. My rainbow chalice has always stayed at the bottom there. Getting a bit more blue on it at the moment as well, which is pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that. One thing that I've been trying to do, actually, let me just try and show you this. So I've been trying to use the color wheel. I don't know if you've heard of this, contrasting color wheel. Let me just let's just move it back a bit.
Hey, Jay.
Here we are. Hello. Is anybody there? Can I hear you then, Steve? Contrasting.
You hear me, mate?
I can hear you a little bit, mate. Yeah. Where are you? Are you there?
You know what happened? This bloody computer, it keeps switching off. It, you know, when it needs an update, it updates itself automatically without me even like setting a time. So it just cut off. The computer just cut off.
Mate, you are a nightmare with technology. Absolute nightmare.
You know what? Buying this laptop was the worst thing I ever did. The cost of it, mate. Should have sent it back.
You spent like 1,000 on there, haven't you?
In fact,
I
spent over the £1,500 on a laptop, mate, and it's dog. You know what? You know what I mean?
Going back to what I was just chatting about my corals there, Steve. Just a little.
Yeah.
I'm just loving my little Gonny garden at the moment. I really like that area.
Yeah, it looks really nice, mate, doesn't it?
I've put it on whites tonight on daylight, so it's like there's warts and all. You can see everything pretty much at the moment. So I have got a bit of green air algae because I've been away. You know, with the auto feeder. You know, when I demoed the auto feeder, mate, they just put too much food in, and when you're away for 2 weeks, it's like chucks load of nutrients in your tank. So it's not ideal.
Yeah. No.
Right, let me just go back to this then. So this is the color wheel. So what I've been trying to do, it's called a contrasting color wheel. Look. So I've been looking at my corals. Say if I've got something that's yellow, a yellow coral, I then try and put it next to a purple coral because that's like the that's like the perfect contrast for it to pop. Green corals next to like red or pink. And again, the pink will stand out and the green will stand out against each other. Obviously. Yeah, so I've just been trying to use that a little bit.
Never heard of that one.
So this area down here, I've got an orange hammer and I've got an orange mushroom. So I was like, right, I'm going to go to the shop today and I'm going to buy something that's like bluey purple. Oops.
Yeah.
And an encrusting one. So then I picked that new piece there, that little SPS, which is bluey purple. Doesn't stand out so much on its own, but then next to the orange hammer and the mushroom, it starts to stand out, which is good. Yeah, that's what I'm on to now, Steve. Contrasting color wheel up.
I'll take a look at that because, I mean, not that really I could probably put that into action because I think I've got no space. But you know what, you know,
you've already planted yours up, haven't you? It's more if you put in a new area, isn't it? And
yeah, if you got like another rock or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what? Interesting. I've never heard that one. To be fair,
yeah, I thought about it. I just saw it and I thought that'd work well because if you look, I mean, some people like to have similar colours, don't they? But I like to have rainbow basically, so as much contrast as possible. So your corals just start to pop. Anyway, I'm just giving it a go with a few new additions. I'm just trying to use that as well, just as a see how it goes, eh?
Absolutely, mate. Well, just coming back to Reefer Madness.
Yeah.
That Reefer Madness is Hayley Barr. Remember Hayley?
Yeah.
She's changed the name. She's changed the name to Reefer Madness.
Has she? Why?
It's there.
Oh, Hayley. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
So you've changed your name to Reefer Madness.
Oh,
wow, that's what it's been like in my house. To be fair, with this bloody tank of mine, Reefer Madness at this moment in time. You know what I mean? Honest to God, mate. I mean,
your tank and your laptop.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all stemmed, like I said, going away and the way my blinds have been. The mother-in-law, I don't think I told her all, and she's turned the blinds and it's got algae, on the side of the tank.
Yeah.
So what that's done in turn is because we've had those hot days when we was away, 40 odd degrees and stuff like that, it's put algae on the side of the tank, on the glass side of the tank. And then in turn, what's happened is the algae then has took out all the nutrients out of the tank. It sucked because there was I was only running low nutrients anyway in the tank,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But it's took out those excess nutrients that were low anyway. It's took out all that, and then basically when I come back, I seen like all little tiny bubbles on the algae, and I'm like, what the hell is that? So I looked, thinking, maybe it's just something to do with the oxygen or not enough flow or whatever. But I got a microscope, looked at it, and it's dinos. I've got dinoflagellates, yeah, but it's a strange dinos because there's a few strains of it. And when I looked at it under the microscope, they don't look like the normal ones, like little beads. They look a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I've searched all around the tank. There's none on the floor. There's none on the rocks. There's nothing anywhere other than the side of the glass and the bit of the back and the bit on the back wall. So
Yeah,
what I've done, what I'm off. I'm off for a few days next week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip the whole tank down, scrape all the algae off, every bit of algae off the glass, every bit of algae off the back wall. So
yeah,
it's basically algae free because there isn't
yeah,
any on the rocks. I've checked, get it all out, and then what that'll do is, in turn, because I checked my nutrients are literally zero. I've got no phosphates, and I've
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
one ppm on nitrates. So I've basically got nothing in the tank, and then hopefully what that'll do is it'll start to, because there's no algae consuming the nutrients. I'm starting to feed harder, and I've also put in more reefroids in there as well. So it'll raise it up. Hopefully, it'll raise it up a little bit more, and then fingers crossed the dinos that, or the little bit of dinos that are on the pumps will completely go. That's me.
Yeah,
That's me. That's me aim. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't like really putting in like like chemicals to try and solve it. I like to try and do it the normal way, like the manual way of removing it itself.
yeah,
Well, sometimes you
yeah.
have no option where you have to. You know what I mean, Jay? But it's not much. It's not much. It's only, like I said, it's only on the
Yeah, I
side
saw
wall,
on your video. It's
bit on
only a
the pumps.
small bit, isn't it, on your wave
It's
maker,
only
mate?
it's only a bit. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
mainly on the wave makers. So I don't know. I don't, like I said, I think it's just because of the algae growing on it. But once I scrape it all off and I get it all out and net it all, it should, fingers crossed, it should go back to normal. Fingers crossed.
yeah,
But I have bought two new fish today, so got them settled in the tank, and they are stunners. They are, you know what I mean. So I'm gonna do a video on them. They seem to have settled in the tank really, really
yeah.
well. So fingers crossed, they'll go to town. And
Going on
yeah,
about them dinos. So I think dinos are dormant in most tanks. Like they're there in the background and they're just suppressed by the other microorganisms and the other bacterias. And obviously, if they get a chance to start to populate, which obviously yours have over the holiday, then they just explode,
yeah.
don't they? I've
Oh,
had
oh,
I've
oh,
had little patches of them. I've had little
yeah,
patches like you, Steve. And what I did is same as what you're going to do. Often on the way, it's like on the wires, mine for the wave maker.
yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know
That's
why,
it.
but it's like they're like little Christmas lights sometimes on the like
Yeah,
the wave maker. So I
that's
take
what it is,
the
mate.
wave maker out and
Yeah,
manually get them off, so I don't want them in the
yeah,
tank. And then
absolutely.
I'll dose a bit of nitrates and a bit of phosphates just to buffer my nutrients up. And what was the other thing I do? Manual removal, boost my nutrients up. They're the main ones. Obviously, if you've got put the bacteria in. So like me, Dr. Tim's, I
Yeah,
try
that's
and
right.
repopulate me good bacteria to then
Yeah,
outcompete
yeah,
the dinos. So yeah, they're the
that's
four things.
exactly.
They're the kind of four things I do. I'll take them
Yeah.
out, nitrates, phosphates, and then a bit of bacteria back in.
So,
See it to
I,
under
I bought
control.
I bought a bottle of the Microbacter 7. I always put that in. I think it's really
Yeah,
good.
it's good stuff,
Brightwell's
apparently.
Microbacter 7. I've always put that in. To be fair, I
Yeah,
really do rate it. So I bought a bottle of that. But then I've also bought, and I've also bought some citric acid. So I'm going to completely deep clean all the pumps so there so there won't be anything,
yeah,
hidden in the pumps. I'm going to give them a proper good clean, good scrub, all the pumps in there. And then, like I said, I'm going to I'm going to scrape all the algae off the glass. But what I've also done is I've raised the temperature in my tank. So
yeah,
now I've raised it to 82 degrees. Yeah. Been
yeah,
no ill effects. I've done it over a few days. 82 degrees, and it does seem to be slowing them down. Like there isn't as many on the glass as there was, and there wasn't as many on the pumps. Now 82, I've read that 82 degrees that they can't live above that degree, that temperature,
right, temperature,
and they begin to die off. So hopefully, with all of these things that I'm doing, that I'm implementing, and then like I said, I'm just gonna dose that microbacter 7. I'm gonna tip the whole bottle in it. I'm gonna just go for it, tip it all in, and hopefully the good bacteria will outdo the dinos. Do you know what I mean? I think it will, but like you said, I agree. I seem to get it on the pump on the lead, but I also find that, don't you get some like cyano, like a bit of red cyano on it, on the lead? I get a little bit of cyano on it for some reason.
A little dusting.
Yeah, I think it's just like when there's not enough flow. You know what I mean with it. To be fair, because like I said, I've had it before.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
No, I've had it before where there's no flow or there's very little flow, and then you just adjust your pumps, and the cyano goes. It's completely gone then.
The issue for me, right, is when I clean stuff. So if I do water changes, if I do like regular, fairly decent sized water changes, then I cause an issue. And once I cleaned my pumps with citric acid, so I cleaned all them pumps. They were immaculate, mate. The tank looked really nice, but because I took all the coralline off, now then we get the algae back on it, then we get the bloody dinos hanging onto it. So, you know what? I'd actually prefer the coralline algae back on and the pump's not working as well. Because, like, when you clean stuff, that's when I get, like, little issues. If I just leave them, like, covered in coralline or the water a little bit dirtier, I don't get those issues. It's just like, you want your tank super nice and clean, but if you make it like that, you start to create too many issues. Reef tanks aren't supposed to be spotless either. That's the problem.
Exactly, mate. No, totally agree. I mean, when I dip mine, I mean, out of all of the things in the tank, the pumps seem to get tons of coralline algae on them. I don't know why. I never seem to get it on the back wall of the tank. I get a little bit patches of it, but on the pumps, they get covered in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely covered in coralline algae. But like you said, I totally agree. When you dip them, especially in like citric acid and stuff like that, it completely like brings them up to brand new standard. But you've got to understand, that even a little bit of air algae, a little bit of thingy on your pumps, especially like gyros, it slows the pump down. You know what I mean? Considerably, mate. So you're not getting the full flow, of like what you should be getting. It slows it down by about 30-40%. You know what I mean? When you get algae on it, the motors just get it just doesn't spin round as much. So that's why you got to keep up with, that's why I keep up maintenance. That's the only problem with those gyros is because there's you've got two different parts to it, and one that can spin one way, one can spin the other, and stuff like that. So you've got loads of moving parts in it, and it's just it's a monotonous thing of cleaning it. To be fair, you know what I mean? It's not hard, but it's just a pain in the bum, when you're getting it all out of the tank and stuff like that. But you know what? It's part of owning a reef, mate. And if you keep up with maintenance on your tank, keep up maintenance on your equipment, it'll last longer. You know what I mean? I was in my LFS and they was speaking to the lad, and he was like, "We've not cleaned our return pumps for like 4 years." I'm like, "Holy moly, like 4 years, mate." I'm like, "How the hell are they still working?" You know what I mean? But yeah, so
got lucky there.
But if you keep it up, then it'll be fine. But going on to Darren's thing, is it a gem tang? No, it's not a tang. And Ed O'Sullivan has put, which fish did you end up getting? Was it a tang? I'll tell you, I got 2 tangs. I got 2 tangs. That's what I got.
Can we see it? Can we see them? Are they knocking about?
The lights have gone off.
Ah, he's on the new eco mode.
Yeah.
Saving electricity.
I'm flipping it. I might keep them on for an hour.
They'll come on for an hour after October, won't they?
No, I ended up getting 2 tangs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out a video anyway. It'll probably be sometime next week. I'd say it'll probably be like Monday or Tuesday or something. I think I'm going to just do a video. I'm letting them settle in now. I only got them today, so I was waiting for one of them, but the other one I was so undecided because I was going to get a gem tang. And then I thought about it, and I thought to myself, well, if I get this one, I won't be able to add the gem tang. I've got to add both tangs in together at the same time. Right. That's the best chances that you will get of adding. If you had 2 tangs together, best chance of them of getting on. If you had one and then add another, you've got no chance, mate. They'll fight.
Their like territories.
Yeah. So I've got 2.
At the shop? No.
Pardon?
Within the same tank at the shop that you bought them?
Oh
Separate
no, separate. But if you add them together at the same time, you'll tend to find that they will get on. Maybe as they get older, they might not. Do you know what I mean? A bit like my brown tang did and stuff like with my yellow tang. They had a bit of an argy-bargy sort of thing. But they're relatively small. They're like juveniles, the ones I've got. So, you know, by the time they get to the full size, by the time they get to the full size, they're going to be 2 years or so, 2 or 3 years. So,
right.
You know, and then I'll have to take them back because they were too big for my tank. So, but you know what? We'll see how it goes.
What have you got then? What tanks have you got?
I've got a sailfin tank.
Oh.
I got a sailfin tank, and I got a powder brown tank.
The one with a massive dorsal fin, isn't it?
Yeah. And I got a powder brown tank as well. Yeah. Now the powder brown tank is a beauty, absolute beauty. It was big, but they are massive. They do grow huge, you know, over time. But it's only a tiny thing at the moment. It's only a juvenile.
Brown, is it? Is that what it is? I've never heard of
a powder tank. I'll show. Where is it?
I've never heard of a powder brown. Are they the blue ones that have just got like from deeper water or something?
Let's call it up. 1 minute.
Let's have a look. Is this a picture of your fish here, or is this okay?
No.
Ah,
that one.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is.
So I got that, and then I got a sail.
What sort of tank size is that ideal for?
I mean, when they get older, you need like 125 gallon, really. You know, as they get big, you need 120. Obviously, mine's only 90, 92, 93 gallon. But because it's a juvenile, I know that it's going to need to be rehoused. You know what I mean? Yeah. But as a juvenile, you could get them and let them grow out, and then they'll do the job. They'll eat the algae, they'll eat any excess things and stuff like that, and they'll also keep the nutrients up in your system as well. So that's another good thing, you know, with them. Yeah. Because they're absolutely they go to town, that sort of thing. So at the end of the day, and then I'll just move them on. You know what I mean? Once they're ready to be moved on, once they get too big for the tank.
Find that hard though. You're going to get attached to that fish. Aren't you going to get attached to it and go, you know what? I'll just have to keep it and get a bigger tank.
Well, you never know, mate. If I'm in a bigger house, then I might even get a bigger tank. So you know me, Jay. I'm just spontaneous in a sense. You know what I mean? So
fish. That sailfin looks incredible as well. I've just seen one here. Yeah, nice fish as well.
Obviously, if you remove the algae with 0 nutrients, you're going to remove what's competing with the dinos, allowing them to proliferate. What does that do? Neat PO4
means they're going to spread even more, Steve. That's what it means. Going to go wild.
Neat PO4 and nitrate may be better as won't add excess ammonia. So what's he saying there? Neat PO4, does that mean?
Basically, just phosphate, that is. Basically, just add nitrates and phosphate to buffer them up, and then you're going to, the food will outcompete.
Yeah. So what he's trying to say is like just to raise my feeding and add nutrients to the system. Yeah. It's hard though. But the more, what I'm saying is the more I'm adding the food, because I'm adding quite a bit of food. Like I said, I make my own food, so I'm adding quite a bit, and it's quite high up there in like, you know, proteins and stuff like that. Yeah. So I reckon the fish are getting fed well. Do you know what I mean? But if I keep doing that, then it comes to a point where the algae is going to keep growing in it. It's going to keep growing because it's taking out the nutrients out of the tank.
Now you've got your tanks to offset that.
Well, now I've got the tanks, Now I have,
That's one of the reasons why you bought your tanks, isn't it?
Yeah, well, to get rid of the bit of green air algae that I've got, like I said, on the side walls and stuff like that. So, maybe you're right. Maybe maybe I should just leave the algae then, and on the side walls. It's rather than shocking the system, because like I said, I might shock it.
Yeah, you don't want to get rid of all your algae, but I think as long as it's manageable, obviously refugium's the ideal, isn't it? Because that's you managing the algae in the other part of the tank. But I think having a tiny bit of air algae, as long as you know, it's in most tanks and it's part of the ecosystem as well, isn't it?
Yeah. No, like I said, it's just on the glass, Jay. You know what I mean? And on the back, and a bit on the back wall. None of it is on the rock. You cannot see any of it on the rock. There isn't any on the rock. Do you know what I mean? But So it's a strange one. I was just grown there, and like I said, with it being dinos, I definitely know it's dinos, some form of dino flagellates. But I don't. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure which kind. But there isn't any. You usually see it on the sandbed, dinos and stuff like that. But there isn't any.
Yeah, that's where it's getting.
Absolutely nothing on the rock, none on the sand. So I'm really at a loss. They're definitely dinos, I know they are, because, like I said, I took a sample out the top of it and I put it on that little microscope thing that I had, and I could definitely see things moving.
Bacteria is the beneficial bacteria have populated. They colonize your rockwork and your sand. They can't compete there.
Yeah.
Whereas on that back wall, obviously, they've got an opportunity to take over there a little bit. That's what they've done.
Yeah.
All right, though, as long as it's not on your rockwork and your sand, it should be manageable. You'll be fine with that.
Fingers crossed, mate.
Get your nutrients up. So you're gonna feed your fish up. They're gonna do a lot of defecating everywhere.
Yeah.
And happy days.
Fingers crossed, mate. I might, like I said, I might leave it for a week then, just to see if they do go up. I tested the nitrates the other day, and they were like 1. They'd not gone up, and I have been feeding pretty bad. Do you know what I mean? But they still stayed at 1, so
you need some.
We'll just figure it out.
You need some reef mud, mate. I'm not joking.
You know what?
It's like steroid hit for a reef tank. It's just like nutrient. It's a nutrient, overdose. Not overdose, but it does help, obviously, to get your phosphates up in particular.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some of that, mate. Stuart's put, what size tank tank is big enough for the fox face? Yeah, 3 foot's fine, mate. And signature Christian's put 3 foot's fine for rabbit. Yeah, and they are. I was looking at getting a rabbit fox face, to be fair, but they didn't have any. In the shop.
People are saying they're not reef safe. A lot of them aren't reef safe. These fox faces.
No, mine never
like LPS and soft is like a little nibble, and I don't know if anybody's got a well behaved one, but most of them nip at your corals. I wouldn't have one.
Mine never nips at me. It continuously munched on all the algae, though, that's for sure. You know what I mean? But it never nips on any of the corals. Darren's put, signature, you might know the answer. If I'm leaving my tank fallow, can I still add corals without fish in there, or wait till I add my fish back in, please? I think you need to. You need to have.
Is it chemicals?
You need to. Why? Yeah. Why are you leaving it fallow?
Yeah. What you?
If I'm leaving the tank,
it's fallow, because if it's got like.
Oh.
If it's medicated, then
Is it? If it's fish have got ick or something like that, and he's took his fish out, to quarantine them. Is that what's wrong? I'm not 100% sure. Comment below, Darren, what you mean, because if even so, you still need to add something. You still need to add some sort of food source into the tank to keep your corals happy and all that. And obviously, if there's no fish in there, there's going to be no ammonia or anything like that, is there? For the bacteria and stuff like that. So you need to add some sort of food or some sort of things in there to keep it a thing. But I'm assuming you took your fish out for is it for medication or something? I'm not sure. Comment below, Darren. Let us see what you mean. Just got a new spotted filefish. Super nice, beautiful fish. Stunning Carl they are. Sure.
Yeah, nice. This is one of the ways to get the love back for the hobby. If you've got a little bit, down over the summer, lost a bit of love, go out and buy a new coral, go out and buy a new fish or whatever. Just gets you back into it, doesn't it?
Christian's put down, Darren, you can add corals, just keep feeding small amounts. Yeah, you need to keep feeding it just to keep like you said, the bacteria up and all that. And watch the nutrients closely, because there'll be nothing taken out of there, will there? So, like with the excess food and things like that. So, just keep an eye on that, mate. You should be good. As you say, Christian knows his stuff for sure. Mugs of Aquarium, powder browns are ick magnets. Apparently, they are, mate, absolutely. But you know what, though? So powder blue tangs, they're all the same. Yellow tangs are all tangs, regardless of what anybody says. Yeah, you read up on them, they're prone to ick. Most fish have ick. If you think about it, it's just if you keep your fish healthy, ick is a stress. Ick is a stress disease. It's nothing to do. It's nothing. It's like us getting a cold. or pneumonia, say. It's like us getting pneumonia. Once you get pneumonia, sometimes people die with it, don't they? You know what I mean? They can't fight it off, and that's exactly the same thing with what a fish it with ick on a fish. You know what I mean? From what I've read, it's like my sometimes my clownfish they'll fly around the tank with a couple of white spots on them, and I'll be like, oh, and I'll know straight away. Oh, yeah, here we go, they're flaring up. Feed them tons of food. Feed them like put garlic, some of the garlic thing on the food, soak the food in garlic.
Yeah, they love that.
It goes away literally two days or so, gone. You know what I mean? So ick is prevalent in all birds, in everybody's tank. You know what I mean? But it's just how you control it. If you keep your fish healthy and happy, then they shouldn't have it. You know what I mean? And it'll say it on everything you read. Yeah, as long as your fish are healthy, they shouldn't catch it. You know what I mean? Unless they're really ill. You know what I mean? And other than that, it probably won't be ick. It'll probably be more like velvet or something like that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's just all. I'll keep an eye on it because I think for the first couple of days, that's going to be the worst time of when they can get stressed with other fish bullying them and stuff like that. So we'll see. But if I see any sort of sign, then I'm just going to have to take it out. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. But it's trial and error when you add the fish into the tank. You know what I mean? Especially in my tank anyway. You know, I've had nightmares with it, haven't you, Jay? You know what I mean? With adding fish in and what's compatible, what's not compatible. It's just been a nightmare. But if you don't try it, then you'll never know, will you? You know what I mean?
It's always a worry when you get a new fish, and
absolutely,
it's quite, you hesitate a lot as well. You have to do a lot of research thinking about if they're reef safe, what's the care level of that particular fish, what tank size does it need, will it get on with your existing fish, and there's some careful thought behind what you introduce when. I made the biggest error with putting clowns in first, and I watched a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I learned quite a lot of it from reading or watching YouTube. And that I just think that advice is wrong. I know it's a hardy fish, and obviously that's why people say, "Oh, put the clowns in because they can cope with a bit of ammonia swing when you start out." But they're absolute gits for territory, and if you've got a nano mate, they want the whole thing. They're like, "I'm in here. This is my gaff. No one's coming in." And I wouldn't. I mean, there's some beautiful clownfish. I'm a bit disappointed with mine actually because I bought them and they were orange and now they're bloody black. So I wouldn't have got these anyway. But I'm with them now and I do love them. But it's just like I wouldn't have got them straight away. I think you do have to think about like how you introduce fish to the tank. And you obviously have done some research on tangs and decided to put them both in at the same time, which I think that sounds like a good strategy to try and settle them in. But
no, I mean, I've known about adding like tangs. You need to add them both in together at the same time, whichever tangs you get, because like I said, they're exactly the same as clownfish. So territorial. Once they get their spot, it's like you come into my gaff and you're dead. You know, that sort of attitude. That's what it is, mate. So it's like, and then they once they've strayed into their territory, it's like free throw. It's like that's it, and they don't forget. They're like elephants. These tangs, especially these tangs, they just continuously just keep battering it and battering it and battering it until one of them dies. Do you know what I mean?
They fight to the death, animals, really. They don't like each other.
Vicious, mate.
They don't like each other. They can't really coexist that well. They like
exactly.
That's why they need a bloody ocean so they can be separated. They don't really get on. You need to put the weedy ones in first, don't you? Like the little wimps, they go in first. And then the bullies go in last, basically, don't they?
Absolutely. Haley's in the house. Evening, Haley.
Hey,
nice
Haley.
to see you.
Right. Good to see you.
Darren's put Fisher in medic tank. They've either got it or velvet. Yeah, that's it. I thought that might be the case, mate.
There's a good BRS TV video on Ick and Velvet.
There is. Yeah.
A really good video
about
what to do.
What are you actually dosing, Darren? Are you copper? Are you using copper or what you're actually doing to try and get rid of it, the ick? Ayla, I've tried 3 fox face, all nicked, and 1 devoured.
1 devoured? Mate. Devoured what? The fish?
Yeah, what's it devoured?
I don't know. What's the hell? I've heard this though, these fox faces, a lot of them aren't reef safe. You've got to do your research with fish. But I was really worried about putting my that firefish in, that little blue purple firefish in. And I was just like, and you know, when you first put it in, you're just watching everything out and seeing if it kicks off. It's like putting a load of drunks in a kebab shop. You're just like, what's going to go on here? You don't know what's going to crack off, do you?
Yeah.
You're like, are they going to start fighting? Or are they just going to get along? And then you watch it, and it generally, you know, most times it's all right, isn't it? But it is a worry. It is a worry.
I mean, it's probably more so worrying in a small nano tank, like you say, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because the fish have got nowhere to go. Do you know what I mean? So they get bullied to death. Whereas in like mine, yeah, there's nooks, the crannies, the caves. You know, it's a 4-foot tank, so they could get away from it. Do you know what I mean? So it's not too bad. The only issue you have in mine is like if, say, God forbid, one of them dies and it dies in a rock, I can't get it out. You'd never be able to get it out. That's the issue we have. So
underneath it,
if it's put under it, that's the problem. You see.
Well,
so
food,
and then you're running the risk.
Grim, but it's natural food.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But you are running the risk of, like I said, you know, a big ammonia spike and stuff like that. But if you've got good bacteria, which, you know, I think I have, because I've never really had any issues with this tank at all, to be fair, other than like what I've got now. Do you know what I mean? With this algae problem and this dinos. So really, I mean, I've been lucky over the past 3.5 years. I can't really complain. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them things.
Your tank's
awesome. Smithy, Steve, have you ever had any issues with Aptasia? I did do, mate. Not a massive issue in the sense of like they were all overrunning the tank and stuff. I got on top of it when I seen one or two of them. I got straight on top of it. And what I did was I used Aptasia X from Red Sea. I used that, and then when I seen like the odd one or two little ones popping up from in between the rocks and stuff, I got a couple of peppermint shrimp, which I knew from the owner where I bought them from. He said these are definitely eating, like these eat Aptasia. I was like, sweet, because you get peppermint shrimp and some of them don't even eat it.
So
you're like, what the hell?
You know, when you go to the shop, you should be able to see if they eat them. So like just feed one to it. I'll have that one. He's hungry for Aptasia.
Exactly, yeah. What they should do is take a piece of rock out and put it in it, you know, in like a little nano or something, and then let him see him eat it. You know what I mean? But he said these definitely eat. So I got like 3 of them. I shoved them straight in the tank, and they went to town. They just like boom, and they took every little one, every little Aptasia. And touch wood, I've never had them since. Never. Dave obviously died, but I've never had them. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how I got rid of them.
That's what it is. It's like finding the natural way to manage it with a creature, really, isn't it? A fish, or cleanup crew, so much better than using.
Yeah. Well, like chemicals. I said, I don't really like using chemicals, and the reason 9 times out of 10, the main reason is because I don't do water changes. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, those chemicals, regardless of the water, the ATO and the evaporation, the chemicals are still in the system. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really like putting chemicals if I don't have to. Sometimes there's no going away from it. You need to. Do you know what I mean? There's no issue. I mean, sometimes there's an issue and you can't get away from it. You've got to do it. So, but usually 9 times out of 10 I can get away with it. And like I said, I'll get over this without doing any chemicals. I won't put any chemicals in the tank if I can try not to. So we'll figure it out.
That goes back to that point. Don't overreact. You know, don't do too much. Don't do too many, because 9 times out. I mean, not 9 times out of 10, but quite often, if you just leave it a few more days, it starts to sort itself out as well.
Exactly.
You can go too much. Too much.
Signet Frags, are you still getting rid of your tank hailer? Are you getting rid of your tank hailer?
What? You're joking? Not another person.
No way. Oh, you can't be shooting.
There'll be no one watching this live stream this time next year.
You know? Or they will be watching. But none of them will have any tanks. What's going on? We'll all be like, what the hell? What we doing?
That's where it's at.
Yeah. Nano is the one, mate.
Get all the fun, but at half the price.
Exactly.
What do you think to me? Why anyway? What do you think to that? Right, a bit of a debate here. You know, whether you like daylight spectrum, like that's 10K. That's 10K. It's basically daylight spectrum, or if you like a blue spectrum. When I first started, I quite liked the dark. You know, the blues, because obviously the pop. Now I'm quite enjoying like daylight. think it just looks more like you'd see in the actual.
Yeah.
Reef.
Yeah. I mean,
looks better on the camera.
I do like it. I do like it. Don't get me wrong. I do like the daylight spectrum, but I think when you've got really nice corals in your tank, like stunning corals like you, yeah.
What are you gonna say?
No, but they don't look the same under white lights. They just don't pop. They don't have that that wow factor.
Yeah.
No corals do, mate. You know what I mean? Under white lights. You know, I mean, when you go snorkeling on top of on top of in the sea, wherever, like when I went to Mexico and I seen snorkeling and the corals, seen tons of corals, mate. I was like, wow, this is incredible. And you're snorkeling and you're like, wow. But the corals just looked plain. They looked awful and all that. But I always thought, yeah, they looked awful. And I thought they looked good in the sense of like how many there was, but it just didn't look right. And I thought, if only I would have brought like the orange filter lens and stuck it on my camera, it would have looked incredible. You know what I mean? Or on my goggles. Yeah. Goggles. You know what I mean? But it just looked totally different.
I'm quite enjoying it with the natural daylight at the moment. Apart from you can see the algae a bit. You can see the algae a bit better, obviously.
Yeah, you could definitely see. You could definitely see algae. Yeah. For sure. No, but listen, it's whatever you like, Jay, innit? You know what I mean?
Put it in the chat. Let's have a vote here. Yeah. I reckon this is going to split
Absolutely.
opinions.
Absolutely.
Do you prefer the bluer spectrum, obviously, like for coral pot, or do you actually prefer the whiter spectrum, more daylight spectrums? I'd be interested to know. I think I started off blue and now I'm going more towards the daylight, I think.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah, quite liking it, but yeah. Let's have a vote. Can you get a poll up, Steve? Get your poll up.
No, because I've not got 1,000 subscribers.
What? How have you not got 1,000 subscribers, mate? You are.
Mate, I don't know.
Channel. Every time you put a video on,
you know what?
It's gonna make me laugh.
I gain 2 and lose 3.
Oh, what? You must be nearly 1,000 though. Surely you didn't. No, you must be.
I think I'm near 800. I think 800.
If you're watching and you haven't subscribed to Moggs' Aquarium, please subscribe.
I know.
So that
you've got to subscribe.
So we can have a poll.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're not having no polls for the next year. Yeah. Haley, signature frags. Yeah, it's still running at the minute though. Harder than I thought. Haley, why are you shutting your tank down?
Yeah.
What's the reason? I didn't know you shut your tank down. Leave it. Comment below.
What your like 5 years or something? 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's sad.
Face. That fox face is eating a scolly. Mate, the fox face would be gone if that were my tank. Eating a scolly, no chance. Bad news. Bad news. That fox face.
Well, run to the kebab shop for classic. Yeah.
Well, that's what life is in the manner. I was just thinking as well, like I know obviously there's a lot to see, but each fish has its own little area. I could actually do a little map of my fish, like where they go each day, like where the clowns are, where the blenny goes. They go on the same routes all the time. Yeah. Like they stick to their lane, if you know what I mean. They don't like to cross each other's lane, otherwise it all cracks off in there.
Yeah, I mean, Darren's put cupramine. He's been using cupramine and slowly lowering salinity a little. 3 fish down, 4 left. Female clams covered, which made me think more velvet than ick. So I've been doing freshwater dips yesterday and today. Yeah, that's why when I got mine right at the very start in the 170 when I first started out on my journey with it all, and I had the same. And I was like, holy God, like, what am I going to do? And I set up a little bit, well, I say little, a decent sized Tupperware box, yeah, and threw them in it. And I used copper to get rid of it because it was on my pair of clownfish, it was.
Yeah.
And I did it and I freshwater dipped it, hypersalinity, which I think I dropped it down to 1.007, I think it was, or something like that, or 1.010.
Right,
it's basically you lower the. Yeah, it's like a freshwater dip. You just basically like lower it down to like mega low, and basically the parasites or whatever it is can't live on it. Do you know what I mean? And that's the theory, is that they die off. They die off it. Do you know what I mean? And then I just kept on doing that every like other day, and I did it, and I think I did it for about 3 weeks or so, and then all of a sudden it was like they were just like brand new fish, like bump back to normal. I was like, right, put it in the tank and touch wood, they're still here 4 years later, 4 and a bit years later. You know what I mean? So I must have done something right.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Darren, check out the BRS TV video and and the live stream from about 3 weeks ago where Paul from AAC. They were talking a lot about fish disease, weren't they? That was
there was. Yeah,
brilliant live stream.
It was a cracking live stream.
It was the one that we were on, mate. But it was good.
I watched it when I was on holiday around the sun around the pool, mate.
I was on the beach. It makes it, to be fair, I didn't watch the screen. I just watched it as a podcast because you don't want to see our ugly mugs, do you? So I just listened to it. So much better.
Yeah, sure. So with peppermint shrimps, you need at least 3 to work as a team. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I think about sure it was 3 or 4. Can't remember now. I shoved in, and they went to town and they was like bang on. They went proper to toe with the Aptasia, and like I said, touch wood, I've never seen them since. So Neil, I was lucky with a peppermint. He dealt with all my Aptasia exactly. Tony's put there's 2 types of it. There are 2 types of peppermint shrimp. Only one eat Aptasia. Well, there you go. You've heard it from.
There you go. Which one is it? He hasn't told us. He's left us like hanging there. I got like, which one is it?
Which one?
Because
do they both look the same?
I'd like to know. Just okay. Both blue and white. White lights. Yeah.
White light is my favourite when the corals of colour. Blues, but LPS all day. Exactly, mate. And I didn't mean run blues all day, laugh out loud. Just LPS look incredible. SPS defo under whites. So yeah, I think it goes entirely down to the person in it. It's how you want to see your tank. Do you know what I mean, Jake? It's like, we all I love blues. I just love blues. I mean,
you run heavy. You run heavy blues, don't you?
I love blues. I think they just look fantastic. It makes corals look
like
fantastic.
A sweet shop, your tank, doesn't it? Basically, looks
right?
Like you pick a mix stand.
You know the one thing. You know the one thing that's looking fantastic, like it just doesn't. You've got to see it to believe it. Is the PC rainbow, that little tiny flag that I got.
Say that, mate. The one that's elevated at the top.
I swear to God, there's more colour on that. I've never seen colour like it. There's greens, there's golds, there's reds, there's pinks, there's everything in it, mate. I don't know. I only hope that it survives and it grows into a huge colony. You know what I mean? Because I think it'll just look absolutely incredible. It'll look stunning, mate.
Green.
Yeah, it will look good, but
it's just green.
It's a slow grower, mate. It's a slow grower. So
yeah, so they say.
Tony's put blue lights all the way. Brett's put blues.
Everything blues, aren't they?
Well, the blue brigade, they're all out, mate. We're all saying blues.
Wins. The blues win.
It's down to the person. Yeah, it's down to the person, innit? You know what I mean? Yeah. Neil's put Ailey's at running costs, the reason for shutdown. He's thinking the same. I hope we're not, mate. You know what? Just try and persevere. You know what? The government's going to help us out for sure. They've got to, mate. Otherwise, we're going to go into a recession. It's going to be impossible for nothing will stay open, mate. It'll be impossible. You know what I mean? It's madness. So I think the government will help us out. So just stick with it for a little bit longer, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll get their asses into gear, and we'll all be able to pay our electricity bills, and we should be fine.
Downsize or something. Just get a smaller tank.
Yeah, or like you said, downsize. Yeah,
we're losing. There's loads of people just giving up the
mate.
It's so sad.
It makes me. I was on Facebook the other day, and I was like, I don't really go on Facebook as much now, but like I was on it, and I was like scrolling down. I was scrolling down onto the Reef Keepers page, the Reef Keeper, and you wanted to see how many things are up for sale. It's just mind blowing, mate. Tanks like going for like 150 quid, £200, like tanks full sales for 400 quid.
Stuff at the moment, it's that bad because you're not getting.
You might as well give it away
anywhere near what you pay for it.
Yeah, you're getting robbed, mate. I mean, people just want rid, don't they? Do you know what I mean? It's such a shame.
But giving 3 or 4 grand of equipment away for like 700-800 quid, it's ridiculous.
Less than that, mate. I swear to God. You know what? Honest to God, mate. Neil Smith, yeah, it is. I have no idea how much it costs to run We've been for over 7 years and never looked at the cost. Yeah, I mean, it is.
You can't really look at the cost. That's the thing, though. It's quite.
You know what I'm doing. I mean,
as expensive as you want.
Yeah, I'm taking it as each week as it comes. You know what I mean, mate? And like for me, I mean, we have a budget, but you know what we do. Like I sat down and I've worked out if the worst case scenario of electric, if it does go to what they're saying, yeah, then you know what, yeah, it put back on a couple of takeaways a month. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna have to do. You know what I'm saying? Kids are not getting McDonald's, mate. Do you know what I mean? They're having fish fingers, butties. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're having.
Just get beans on toast on, at least you get your reef tank ticket over.
Exactly, mate. You know what I mean? You can have some fish finger butties or beans on toast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fish fingers. You can't say that. Not here.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't say fish fingers. Sorry if I've offended anybody. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
So look, Neil's worked out that it's going to cost him £300 to run a 250, based on the increase from October, which it's going up even more from after. Is it January as well?
Me for 350, which I was going to upgrade to, will cost around £500. What a month?
No way. A year.
Oh, a year. Oh, right. Well, that was a month. Yeah. Well, you know what?
That's lighting, I guess, all the pumps.
For the enjoyment that I get out of my tank, yeah. You know, I don't know what's happening. Like, I'm hoping I'll be thingy with it. Like, I might keep it and that, but fingers crossed. But whatever. I'd rather for £500 the enjoyment.
You're not getting rid of it.
Pardon?
Did you say in your last video, that you think about getting rid of it?
Well, I say getting rid of it, yeah. Getting rid of the tank, but keeping a lot of the higher end corals that I've got, all my stuff, keeping me equipment, you know what I mean, and stuff, yeah. But then obviously once the house if we moved into another house, I'll either get a bigger one, or I'll either, depending on the size of the house that we're looking at, or if we do this house up, then maybe look at a shallow reef, but a longer one, something like a 500 litre one. You know what I mean? Because I'll still be able to use the equipment that I've got. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. But fingers crossed, my missus will let me hold out for another year on here. You know what I mean? And then we'll see how it goes from there. But
just work your magic, Steve. Just play dumb.
Otherwise, she'll have to go. You know what I mean?
I hope she's not watching.
Yeah. No. Fingers crossed. Darren, yeah, it's time consuming, but for the pH, if needed, the higher the better for the toxicity of free ammonia. Hopefully you never need it again. Chelated copper is miles better. Oh, copper powder. Oh, I've heard about that. God, that, yeah. Watch yourself. Watch it with that though. It's so potent that. Yeah, I mean, I when anything comes as powder form, I'm always so wary with it. You know, like dosing or whatever, because you just never know. Even the instructions, but a little teaspoon. You know, when they say teaspoon, like, all right, which they don't 9 times out of 10, but a teaspoon, yeah. When you get a teaspoon of coffee, yours of coffee is going to be might be more than mine, or mine might be less than yours. It doesn't matter. You'd never know, do you? You know what I mean? Whereas if you say grams, put 2 grams of it, weigh 2 grams out. Oh, mate, yeah, and that tiny little bit that you've put in extra might nuke your tank. You know what I mean? So I'm always dead wary with anything powder. I prefer liquid stuff.
I've been a bit like that with the with my dosing. I always buy liquid. For foundation elements, I always buy it liquid form because it's already pre-mixed. Then you know you're getting the right concentration, don't you?
You're getting it exactly, mate. That's what I mean. Yeah. Neil Smith, mine's the Red Sea 525. Yeah, Haley, it's massive. That I mean, God, I wouldn't even like to know. To be fair,
what's she gonna do with them massive gunnies that she's got?
I know.
Really nice.
More than a recession, more like a depression. And if the government don't do something in the country, absolutely. I've said this before. Yeah. I said it to my mates. The country will go bankrupt if if they don't sort something out. I did hear saying that that the government were looking at £100 billion like payment fund, to help people out for the next 2 years. 100 billion, but they're still going to get that back off people, aren't they?
Yeah,
Some way, shape, or form.
You can't just give money out and then not get it back. It's no work like that, does it?
Yeah.
It's difficult.
No, they're still going to get it back, but it's just like you said. It's just it's an absolute nightmare for everyone. We're all in the same situation. We all need to stick together and say, you know what, enough's enough now. We've had enough ample opportunities to generate our own electricity, mate, by building wind. I mean, come on, don't tell me we don't have enough wind here in England and on Yorkshire, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, up in the hills and everything. You know what I mean? Build wind turbines and stuff like that, mate. You know, hundreds of them, put hundreds of them up and build them up there, and then generate our own electricity.
They don't
instead of buying it.
That's the issue, isn't it?
You know what I mean, mate?
You have to have loads of them to create the amount of energy that we need. That's the issue. They're not as efficient as the fossil fuels. That's the problem.
Oh, but they'll run out eventually. Fossil fuel will run out. Maybe not in our lifetime, but it will do eventually. You know what I mean? Then what they're going to do? You know what I mean? So it's a nightmare, mate. But fingers crossed. It's we'll get through it. Adam's put he's used £15 electric in 2 days and he's got a nano. Wow.
How do you work this out? I don't really know.
I know. Wow, that's crazy. I'm new to Reefing, got into it 6 months ago, but the cost of living is worrying. It's an expensive hobby as it is. Absolutely. We've said it before. This hobby is more of a luxury hobby. It's not like going out playing golf or football. You know what I mean? It's like it's an ongoing cost.
Do you know what I looked at today? I've spent more on the livestock than I have on all the equipment and all the dosing and everything else. I spent more on livestock. I'm quite surprised about that. No, because I always thought the value was in like the dry goods and all everything that you buy for the tank, but it's not. The cost of mine has been inside. What's inside it?
Yeah. Absolutely, dead right, mate. I mean, and it'll only go.
About yours, would you say that your fishing corals add up more than your tank and all your equipment and all the dosing and everything?
No.
Yeah, see,
remember, one thing you from day one you started putting like high-end LPS in your tank. You know what I mean?
Nice. I bought what I liked, basically.
But bear in mind what you got to think of with mine is like when I got mine, some of my stock came out from the 170, but I bought them as like tiny little frags like that, for like £60 and £40 and £50, So like that bubble coral, that was £60, and it was about that big and it was dead tiny, Now it's like takes up when it's fully extended, 12 to 18 inches. It's huge, and I got offered £700 for that. Some guy said I'll give you £700 for it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So like I said no. I said no because it was one of the first corals I got, and I was like, no chance.
For your gas in October for 1 month.
I know, mate, but you know what? No, I wouldn't sell it. I wouldn't sell it, mate, unless I was shutting my tank down.
Sentimental.
And I had no option. Yeah, I wouldn't sell it, mate. No way. But yeah, like and like you said, really, in theory, I fear for these LFS stores. I really do fear for them, you know what I mean? Because it must be an absolute nightmare being a businessman, trying to run a business like that and worried, not about your stock, but about your electric. Do you know what I mean, mate? That's what you're worried about. It's just ridiculous that in this day and age, we're worrying about that.
Otherwise, there's going to be no one left in a year. Well, there'll be only 1 or 2 people left in a year's time. And then they've got a monopoly market and we just get ripped off, don't we? So you've got to support your local LFS and keep spending money there. Speaking of which, I ordered from Kraken last week, and you know what's happened there, don't you?
Yeah, the finest aquatics are bottom, aren't they?
Yeah, it's no longer Kraken. No longer got a sticker. No longer got a sweetie with my order. Same sort of service, to be fair, and the prices were still, some of the cheapest you can get. But I'm just so sad because that community around Kraken and Dom and the people that were there, they were absolutely fantastic people, and it's a shame.
I know. But I think they're still running it though, aren't they?
Are they running it there? Well, what some of the things have changed already. Some like the packaging's changed. The little touches that you used to get aren't the same.
Interesting.
Slough,
I'm
finest,
going up. I'm going up there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I've ordered the you know that flipper float, the new flipper float thing. You know,
No,
I needed a new.
that.
Yeah. You know the magnet cleaner.
Yeah.
The flipper float. They've been out a while, haven't they? Where you know, like where if you take it off, like it floats up to the top. You know, rather than sinking. You know, the float.
Right. Okay. Yeah, mine sinks.
So it's. I've ordered a new one of them, and then I've ordered some powders. So rather than getting them delivered, I just said, oh, you know what? I'll go up and pick it up. You know what I mean? On Sunday and that.
But delivery's £3. How much is the petrol?
£3, bro. £4, innit?
Yeah,
Diesel.
not far away.
Yeah. So I could get there. I could get there in what for less than about 25 minutes. 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So it's not too bad. You know what I mean? It's on the motorway, so you're not burning tons of fuel anyway. But yeah. Anyway, Christian's put 300 a year is well worth it. Even 500 for the 350. That's probably what mine will be, mate. To be fair, especially 16 plugs in it. I think I've got about 16 plugs plugged in mine. So yeah, nightmare.
16 plugs.
My shop would make you cry. No cap. I'm praying every day that they saw it. They'll definitely saw it, mate. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, the government's got to step in, otherwise, like you say, there'll be mass homelessness and bankruptcy.
We'll find out on Tuesday, innit? That's when the new Prime Minister gets voted in, innit? On Tuesday, is it? I believe, or something.
Isn't it Monday?
Monday.
They've already voted, but they just announced it on Monday, don't they?
Yeah. And then what do you call it? Fingers crossed.
Teachers pay. Oh, wait a minute. I've been at work 6 weeks.
Oh, what you like?
I think we'll
John's put yes. I think we'll lose a lot of it. They're already going, mate. To be fair, so you know what I mean. It's such a shame.
I think there's
fingers
two.
Crossed.
Obviously, Kraken's one that's been bought out, and then there's another one. I can't remember the name, but there's another one just gone under, hasn't there, as well in the last week or so.
Because it's not. I mean, what we've got to understand is, it's like obviously shops like say Christians and Cracker Corals and Finest Aquatics and everything, every LFS store or whatever, If they're electric, they've still got to make they've still got to make margins on it. So then that means then in turn that not only dry goods what they stock, but the fish, the corals, everything they sell has to have more of a premium price put on them. You know what I mean? And then in the end, not only are a lot of stores will be outpricing people because people won't be able to afford it. So not only are they be left with a load of stock, load of goods, and a massive electricity bill. So that really, like you said, people like those guys, I just feel so sorry for them and that's why I think the government will do something. There's no doubt about it in my mind. They're gonna step in because they would, like you said, everybody will be going bankrupt, mate. They won't be able to afford to live. I mean, I read in the paper yesterday saying that on average, a person earning £45,000 a year, mate, will struggle. That's what they said. And I was like, holy moly.
Good wage as well.
45 grand, mate. But they're saying that even they'd struggle. You know what I mean? Yeah. So imagine what people who are on the minimum wage are like, what they'll be like, mate. That's just no way. It won't happen. It won't happen. I'll tell you that now, mate. There's no way it'll happen. Something will happen. The government will step in.
Let's keep our research.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Rig the meter.
Rig the meter.
Sure, mate.
That is the one. There'll be loads of people doing that. What they're trying to get the meter to stick or whatever. Can you do that? I've not even looked that up yet.
I'll tell you what.
That's called fraud, isn't it? But never mind.
You know what? I bet the biggest search thing on search engine on Google is like, how do you stop the meter from rolling?
Mate, reef glue, because I've got it on my fingers and I can't get the bloody stuff off. I'm just going to put a smear of reef glue across the numbers and it'll be like, whack.
Oh, yeah. Tell you.
They'll be like, you haven't used any electricity for 3 months. They'll be like, yeah, we've not had it on.
Yeah, we're using candles.
We're using candles and a fire in the garden.
Reefer Madness. I'm doing £5 a day electric at the moment with a Nano.
£5 a day. That seems a lot of money. That does. I need to turn my lights down here.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason, every light going.
£5 a day, is that right? That's a lot of money. That is. For a little tank like that, I'd have guessed it about £2 or something.
35 quid a week.
That's a lot, really, isn't it?
Flipping it.
Wow. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's get it right. Let's get it right down now. There we go. Who says I've got some brown corals, Steve?
Hey, look, tons of brown there, mate.
Look now.
Oh, man.
It looks like
Steve's put there about 6 types of peppermint shrimp. I can't even pronounce any of all them, what, mate. Las Mata Burgese seem to be the best for eating Aptasia. Las Mata Burgese corals. They're the best ones for eating. Sorry, shrimps. Best ones for eating.
Oh, is that the species?
Peppermint shrimp. Yeah, the species name.
That's good to know.
Adam's put, that's not just for the tank, Jay. That's for the whole house. Oh, that's not bad then. But used to use £20 a week. Used to use £20 a week electric, and I was running a 3-foot tropical tank. Yeah, mate. It is. It's.
Let's not think about it.
There's not much you can say. You know what? Because if we think about it, we're all going to get depressed, aren't we? You know what I mean? And going into our weekend depressed, aren't we? We don't want to do that, do we?
It's the weekend. We should all be, upbeat here. Got stuff to look forward to.
Exactly. Russell's put, I tried to give Kraken my money twice and didn't return my calls. Wow, that's not like them.
You see, mate, it does. It changes things. And I'm sure.
Yeah, but you know what, people.
I'm sure Finest, once the full transition's done, I'm sure it'll be, it'll work well. They'll provide a good service. But whilst you're taking over a business, you've got a lot of things to sort out. You. It's hard work.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Boggs Aquarium. I'm on minimum wage. I'm a care worker. It's piss poor money. You know what? Listen, I've got obviously family, and we were all on. I myself, mate, was on minimum wage, and I know I didn't even have any kids, and I knew how bad it was. You know what I mean? Because like you said, we've all still got. We're not just talking about like electric bill. We still got credit cards, still got mortgages, still have rent, still have food, you still have everything to pay, don't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything has gone up. Everything's gone up apart from your wage. I can't work that out. How can that be? Do you know what I mean? How can everything go up? Like food.
It's because of energy, mate. You know what I mean? Energy, isn't it? Basically,
everything, mate.
Everything moves. Everything moves. So if you buy anything, it's been moved by transport.
Yeah.
So
logistics,
petrol, oil, gas. Well, because you're a part of transport, aren't you? So once its energy prices rise, everything rises. You can't avoid it. That's the issue. So it affects every sector.
Absolutely.
Like in France, though, the French government, they've absorbed the cost. So the French people are paying a 4% rise in energy bills, and the rest of it's absorbed by the government. Whereas here, we're seeing 100% rise in our bills, and the government's absorbing no cost.
So why can the French do that when they buy all their oil from Russia?
They get the same energy as us. I don't know,
exactly.
Because they've nationalised energy in France. That makes a difference. So the energy is run by the government there rather than private companies. But they're paying 4% more. We're paying 100% more for the same stuff. And you know what I mean? It's European energy. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah,
anyway,
for sure. Yeah. You know what?
Let's get it sorted. We want it sorted, please.
Yeah, we want it sorted. Boris, before that, you know what? Before this, I was thinking. Did you see that Boris Knobhead Johnson? I felt like battering him, mate. If I could have grabbed my hand on it, I shook it. I'd have turned him upside down and used him as a mop. He turned around and says, "Change your kettle. You know, some sort of kettles, yeah. Change your kettle and all over to this energy efficient thing, and it'll save you £10, mate." That's what he put down.
What?
Check it out. It's on YouTube. Yeah. Somebody posted saving 10 quid, and somebody was putting down effing this and effing that, blah blah blah. I was like, mate, fancy saying that. You know what I mean? When the country's like everybody's starving and people can't afford the bills, and he said it'll save you 10 quid. by changing your kettle to us. I was absolutely livid when I heard it. I was like, I could feel myself burning up. But you know what? That's the government for you, and that's the Tories. They've always been for themselves, mate.
When you're living in a mansion,
it is what it is,
and you've got everything you need, it's hard to appreciate.
And you're a millionaire.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, for sure, mate. Anyway, let's try and see if we can move on to a better, lighter note. Let me see. I'm just having a look.
Next year. Well, that's good, isn't it? I can't find a fixed rate. No one gives you one anymore.
No. EDF French has made 175 mil of profit. Wow.
This EDF, because it's government owned, they're paying 4% more. Mate, I think we've paid, what we paid is about 30 or 40% already, and then it goes up to 100%, doesn't it? In October. 100% more. That's just crazy times.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, Roger there. I mean, I don't. To be fair, I've actually switched my skimmer off. I've had my skimmer off since I've actually got back from holiday, and the reason is because there was no nutrients or very lack of nutrients in the tank. So there was no point in me running it. You know what I mean? So I've had mine off for what, like I said, 10 days now. I've not even switched on. So it's just like I said, it'll save. What do you call it? Save you a little bit of money. Not much, but any little thing.
Marginal gains, isn't it? Like if you just shorten the lighting, hours, that'll save a bit of money. People are dropping the temperature. The tank's down, aren't they? From like 25 and a half to 20, 25 or whatever. Just to save a bit of money there. Switching stuff off if you don't need it.
Richard Foot talking about blue and white lights.
Yeah.
Do SPS grow better under white or blue lights? It's a tricky one, that, to be fair. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Christian, if ever, would be the man to ask. But I mean, I think if it was to hazard a guess at it, I would say
it's blue, isn't it? Because
I would say blue.
There's more light that can be utilised by coral growth in a blue spectrum.
Yeah, with a blue spectrum.
I bought the XR15 blue. So I think the answer is blue, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
What are you going with, Steve?
I agree. I think there's more colour and more thingy in the spectrum of the blue than there is in the white. I think, but I also think like the colour. I think the blue also like. I think it also like brings out better colours, obviously, out of the actual coral when it's growing. You know what I mean, with the blue spectrum, I think. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's
just
see
thinking
whether
about the positives though of this.
There we go.
People won't be going out as much because of the cost of everything. So then more people can watch the live stream. Hey, there you go. That's a positive. More viewers because no one's going out. We won't be out. You might actually get a live stream with all four of us on soon because we'll all be skint and we'll be in the house. But like lockdown. Yeah, that'd be good.
Will be, mate.
Yeah, there's a positive. Viewers on the live stream.
Christian's put full spectrum grows SPS well. They are shallow depth species. So there you go.
There you go.
He's like, So there you go.
As well. I'm getting the upgrade.
Oh, the Gen 6 kit.
Yeah, but I'm not buying the light. I'm buying the actual upgrade kit.
Yeah, the upgrade kit. Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. See how that goes, and I'll be joining you with the G6.
You know what, mate? Honest to God, I mean, I'm not just saying it. I'm not just saying it. I mean, the growth. All of a sudden, like the Miyagi Tort and the SPS on that side has took off, mate. Like it seems to it plateaued out, it leveled off, and then all of a sudden it was just like boom, and now like that Miyagi Tort, I've snapped like 4 pieces off, and it's grew back within like when before I went away, I snapped them off, and basically they've grown back what I'd say about half an inch since I've been back, mate. Once I was away, so 4 weeks. 4 weeks it grew back half an inch.
I was looking after your tank. Has he got them growing for you? You had a guy. I think you should to be honest with the live streamers. You had a guy who got all your corals growing whilst you were on holiday, didn't he?
No, he didn't. Let's not talk about that, guy. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not talk.
Because there might be a few expleets in here, mate. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
It was good. It's a good idea though, isn't it? When you went away, you actually had somebody who maintained the tank, didn't you?
Well, yeah, the mother-in-law did a decent job, to be fair. You know what I mean?
She looked after it. She did a really good job. What about the other? What about the other? He professional.
I think he turned up a few times and like just made sure that the RO water was checked, was topped up, and that's about it, really. Yeah. You know what I mean? Didn't really do much. So yeah, it's wasn't the best.
Be careful.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. I hope he is, mate. I hope he is. But yeah, it wasn't the best. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? There's nothing you can do. It looks all right. To be fair, like I said, just a little bit of the issues that I've got. Yeah, but we'll address that. It'll be fine. Lee's joined us evening, mate. Hope you're well. He's missed most of it because he was working. Hope you're both well. Yeah, we're fine, mate. We've just been having a laugh, a bit of a rant about things, but also a bit of fun as well.
I need cheering up.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
After that energy talk.
Dario's pizza tomorrow, Jay.
Yes, mate. Yeah, best pizza in the UK without a doubt. I'm well jealous. This Lee lives where I used to live, and he obviously.
Oh, right.
We used to go to the same takeaways, but yeah, that's where it comes from. Awesome. If you're ever in West Yorkshire, check out Dario's best pizza ever.
Yes. UK Repro LFS has heavy blues on as they want to sell coral, not grow it. Yeah, absolutely. Blues just make. I wish they would provide another lens option for the G6 with less spread for commercial growers. Yeah, that's the issue you do have with them, to be fair, because of the spread. I think I'm not 100% sure what they actually moved it from. I think was it 110 to was it 110 or something? The spread to like 116 or 126 or something. It was, wasn't it? So basically, where it was pointing downwards like that. Yeah. It spread it more. So even on mine, like this, not light spill. I wouldn't say too much light spill, but there is definitely you can see some of it. Like I mean, I've got two XR30s on a 4-foot tank, so it is
a lot
probably overkill. It's a lot of light, you know what I mean? And that's why I only run them at like 30%, 35%, I think. So that they're running that. But yeah, it's there is I know what you mean, mate, there for sure. Taylor, I run slightly modified AP Spectrum. So that's exactly what I do.
G5s are 110 degree.
110, yeah.
And the G6 is 126.
So it was 126, yeah. So it's a 16 degree. It's a 16 degree more angle out like that.
Your maths there, mate. That was quick maths.
Exactly, mate. Hey, I was always good at maths, to be fair. It's the only thing I'm good
at. And driving. 126. Yeah. It's quite a lot more spread. Can you not get lampshades for that one then? No. The G6. You see people with that lampshades, don't you?
You should make them, should they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right, mate.
It's the objective.
Nano CPX, welcome.
Yeah, welcome, mate.
Purchased an A-can tonight from our new aquatics called Little Fuse Aquatics, based in Snettisham, Norfolk, for 16 quid. Wow. Not had one before. Where would you place it in regards to light and flow? Jay, you're the man for A-cans.
Am I though? I've only got one.
Well, yeah, I've got none.
Mine's in low flow and low light. But whether that's right, but mine seems to be all right. Not low. It's probably getting about 80 par, something like that.
Yeah, I'd say on the bottom.
Yeah,
it can do well toward the bottom.
A slightly sheltered area tends to be. Ask the people in the chat; they'll know more than me. So there'll be a lot of people with A-cans.
There you go, Nano CPX signature. Christine's put. You do well toward the bottom, less light. Let the products look like they're stretching for light, and you'll get the best color. He's the man. So
there you go. That's where mine's at.
Listen to what he says. For sure.
What's MP?
Rudra on the floor. Got a dull A. I got a dull A can, kept it on the floor. Floor wasn't great, and it coloured up in no time. Stunning now. So A cans can definitely stay on the floor or just on the bottom of the rocks. Absolutely. Does the new UV
easy, really. Go on.
Does the new UV on the G6 make much of a difference with corals?
This is the only reason I'm getting the G6 upgrade.
Yeah,
I want, like that true UV
the
for the pop.
Yeah, there is. You definitely see. You know what? You definitely see the pop with it. To be fair, I mean, yeah, it's hard to explain. You've got to actually see it in real life. You know what I mean? There's definitely a note. But I had I had 26 HDs, didn't I? The AIs. Once again, no problems with them. Fantastic. They grew my tank out, so there's no issues with them. But when you had the UV on them, you could see. Yeah, it was nice and all, but now it's night and day. You put the UV on these ones, and it's like boom, pop straight away. Totally different, mate. Really, really intense.
What I like to know, because I quite like the look of like the Orfec bars and the Reef Bright. You had the Orfec bar, didn't you? At one point, is the G6 better than an Orfec bar, and does it do the same sort of thing? Does it just add the color
with the UV?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's very similar, in the sense of like the color when you look at it. Yeah. When I switched my HDs off and just had the Orfec bar just to see, and you had the UV spectrum on the Orfec.
On the Orfec,
it's very, very, very similar to the one that you get on these ones, on these G6s. It just pops. It makes the colors of your corals look different. Do you know what I mean? Hey.
That's what I want. This is going to be the most expensive G5 in the country, though, because I'll have paid, what is it, 400 quid for that one, and then it's another 200 quid for the upgrade.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be, because if you think about it, if you would sell that one and then bought a G6, it'd cost you how much? You know what I mean?
No, actually, I haven't figured it out.
500, any £500?
I don't know how much the G6. I haven't looked at it. I
think the 500 out, because I think the XR30s are 700.
Yeah, they're about 700, aren't they? Yeah.
750, I think, aren't they? 760. Yeah. So I mean, the one good thing, I suppose, like with those G5, with the G5, what they've done with it is like they've give you the option that you can upgrade the G5s to the G6s. Yeah. And that, I think, is like spot on, and that was in the market. They needed to do that. You know what I mean? Because people, they knew deep down, people are not just going to keep buying the late, when there's nothing wrong with them. People run G3s and the generation 3s and 4s. You know what I mean? And they're still running perfect. So they're not going to
as well.
Yeah, they're not going to change it over, are they? You know what I mean? But it's what you call it. I mean, it's entirely down to the person, but you can definitely, excuse me, Jake. When you change it over, you will definitely see a big difference in it. You'll know straight away, mate.
If it shows more color, that's all I want.
Yeah, you'll definitely see it, mate.
Higher spread means more wattage. Usually things get more energy efficient if like the newer model.
Well, I reckon supposed to. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Signature, Phil. The new UV is true. UV being sub 400 nanometers. Yeah. This will excite pigment chromoproteins, which are corals' defense to sun radiation, leads to increased color development and rendition to the eye. Exactly. Yeah, you definitely see it.
Sign me up for that.
And it helps your corals as well. So you know what? Yeah. It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
If you ask me. And Haley's put, she's still on the Gen 4s. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't, like you said.
I know, Christian. People Frags run Gen 4s. Don't AAC run Gen 4s as well? I'm sure they do.
Yeah. I think they do, yeah.
Cracking lights, they are. They're really good lights.
Well, Paul.
I actually think the Gen 4s look better than the Gen 5s, if I'm being truthful.
I think his was Gen 4s, weren't they, Paul's? Wasn't they?
Yeah.
On that big one that he had.
But I think the Gen 4s look better than the Gen 5s. If I was being honest, that's why I'm moving to the 6.
Joanne, welcome, Joanne. Hi guys, we are just watching on catch up.
Hey, hi Joanne.
Welcome.
Have we got a
welcome,
catch? Have we got like a plus? Have we got a +1 channel already?
No, yeah, +1.
+1.
Mate.
Jeez.
So what's your plan? So we're caught up now, Jay. So what's your plans for this weekend? Are you doing anything, or
Nothing
just relaxing?
related.
Back to school next week.
Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah,
I've
got to do some work. Got to go do some work.
For 6 weeks, mate. You've been off for 6 weeks. Come on, mate.
I know it's right. People say, "Oh, it's such a nice holiday," which it is. It's a nice holiday, but it's that long, you actually forget how to work. You feel like you're retired. So, mate, going back to work is just a shock to the system. But yeah, I'm back on Monday. I'm looking forward to it though. Just get back into the rhythm because, like, when you're not at work, you're lazing about, you're doing bits and bobs, but you get like tired as well for like doing nothing. You know what I mean? So I like the routine of work, and it'd be good to see the students as well. Get the students back in the classroom, talk about geography, which is what I love. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to. I'm ready to go back. As long as
you know what's a bit. You know what? Yeah.
You know what? Keep funding the hobby.
You know what? You know what? To be fair, yeah, it was like when I was on holiday and like we've been on it for 2 weeks. Obviously, we went for my brother's wedding and stuff, and it was a great occasion, great time and stuff like that. Yeah, but it was like, you know what? The second week, it was all about like obviously like everything was all planned. So it was like a whole week of doing something every day.
Busy.
And honest to God, I got back and I was like, I need another week. I need another week away somewhere. I need another break because it was so intense.
Yeah.
You know, everything. It was like, so something was getting done on the Saturday. Then it was the hen do. Then it was the stag do. Then it was a day of rest. Then it was the wedding. Then it was a boat trip. I was like, holy moly. And then I was flying home. And it was like, I need another break here because it was just so intense, you know, with it all. But when I got back to work, I was like, you know what? I'm glad to be back because you get back to that normality, then, don't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do better when I'm at work. I don't know why, but I just like the routine, and I feel better in myself when I'm working as well. I like it, and with my job as well, teaching, you get a buzz from teaching the kids, and you don't get that fix. It's like an addiction, really. You get like a real good fix when you're teaching. It's a good job, and I can't wait to get back, mate. What do I teach? I teach geography. That's what I teach. Try my best. Is the bearded beef still part of the crew? He's very much part of the crew. I'm missing winding him up, to be honest. He's gone overseas, hasn't he? He's overseas at the moment.
Yeah, he's working.
Where's Paul, by the way? What's he doing? He's on a holiday.
Hey?
Where's Paul tonight?
I'm not sure, you know. Did he go away for the weekend? I think he went away for the weekend.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was going away for the weekend. But yeah, absolutely. Both still definitely parts of the crew for sure. We'd be lost without him. Like I said, I think Ross is working away a lot in it. And that's the reason why he's sadly not thing, so he's not joining us. But he has said once he's back, he's definitely going to be coming on. So hopefully sooner rather than later for the big man.
Hopefully. Get all four of us back on. I love it when there's four of us.
Yeah.
Sure. Teaching definitely beats working in the coral farm for sure. That's hard graft. Working in LFS is hard graft. Plus you're covered in bloody coral glue all the time, and it's just it's not glamorous. But I learnt a lot. But it's not. Teachers for me it's better, more fun. What's the tip of the week? Why do I get lumbered with this tip of the week? Jesus.
Can't be to get good pizza from.
Dario's Pizza, West Yorkshire, Nottingham. Check that out. That's a good tip. What's the other tip? Unplug as much as you can of your reef tank, but still keep everything alive for the next year.
Okay.
Tip of the day. Yeah. We need a money saving tip, don't we? What's a money saving tip?
Or wear gloves when you're using glue so you don't get it on your fingers. How about that, Jay?
That's a good tip. We use gloves, but then it sticks to your gloves. And you're like,
you can always replace your gloves. Take the gloves off and put another pair on.
I hate that reef glue. I have to buy a new one every time because it just gets everywhere.
You know, it is a pain in the you know what.
It is. It is. Money saving tip. What's the money saving tip?
Was away in my camper last week. Loved it. You know what? My kids, we love going camping. Us. I mean, yeah. I mean, I just absolutely love camping. I mean, not many people know, but like years when I was younger, I was in the RAF. I went into the RAF. We used to do like things on. You all right?
Were you in the RAF?
I was in the RAF. Yeah.
Do what?
So it was like, hey.
There ain't any buses in there, is there?
No, there's no buses. No, there's no buses.
Taking the pilots to the plane and back. Is it that bus? Did you do that one?
Yeah, the shuttle bus.
Shuttle bus taking him to the fighter jets. You did that, didn't you?
No. I'm talking like when I was like 18, 17, 18. And then I only did a couple of years, and yeah, just it was one of those ones where it was like more of like a single man's, and then I got in a relationship and it was like a nightmare, you know, like so. It's just it was just one of them things.
What a
but I was hooked on camping then, because we used to do like camping out, you know, all over the show, in like training exercises, and it was great, and I was just hooked on it. So obviously, like with my kids now, my missus was like, I'm never gonna go camping. I'm not sleeping on our camping. She did it for the first time, and she was like, "This is good fun." Enjoyed that, you know what I mean? It was like,
kids love
absolutely, mate. Yeah. Oh, my kids talk about it all the time. Mate. When are we going camping? When are we going camping?
Really.
And it's great because like
down with rain.
That's it. Yeah. But it's the only problem is when it's raining. You know what I mean? And you can't wrap a tent up when it's wet as well. And ours is like a bloody great big 24-foot tent. You know what I mean? So it's a huge thing. It's a nightmare.
What is it?
24 foot.
Circus tent. 24 man.
No, 24 foot. 24 foot.
A big family that is. So where's that? Liverpool.
Yeah. Eight man tent. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's good fun. It's good fun. And like I said, Hayla, she loves getting away in her camper van. I'd love a camper van. I'd love a camper van. I always said if I won the lottery, mate, I'd want to buy one of those. What I buy one of those RV vans, you know, those RV vans. I think they're just fantastic, them RV. You know those RV vans? I'd love one of them,
American type ones.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, one of them. We'll go traveling all the LFS stores, innit?
I'd love to do that. We should go on tour and just go around and do some camping.
Sure. You know what?
But we won't. Well, we can't even get four of us on a live stream together. Never mind, go and move around the country.
We should, you know. We should plan it. We should plan like you know, even if it's just like a long weekend, Friday to Monday or something. You know what I mean? Do that. That'd be good fun.
We Love Tarif is coming up 17th of September, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sold out.
I know it's sold out.
Can you believe that? That's incredible, isn't it? Sold out.
Fantastic, mate.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's done really well.
There's a WhatsApp group, and it just goes mad, mate. It's pinging chat all the time about people swapping corals. It's going to be a great event. You got coral sellers there. You got who you got? You got Shez. Is it Shez Pink? Shez.
Yeah, Shez Pink.
Yeah.
There's the artwork.
Obviously, I see you there. It's going to be great. I can't wait. But you're not coming, are you? What are you doing?
Mate, you know what? Because I've just got back off holiday, I had to put another request in for the holiday but it's got to be for the weekend, innit? Yeah. So they've not got back to me. They said it was, one of them said, it was too late to put in. The other one was just playing silly buggers. So that's the issue. The only other time is if I go off sick. But then if I go off sick, then they're going to know that I've gone off.
They watch this live stream. It's not worth that, mate.
You know what I mean? They're probably watching me now. You know what I mean?
Probably watching you. You don't want to lose your job this time. No chance.
Exactly, mate. Oh, mate, no way.
Keep them sweet. I'm gutted you're not going to be there.
I know.
Me too. Control. Can you hear me? No.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Is it good to land? No, you're like.
To be fair, you do look like air traffic control with them big headphones on, but.
Hey, Haley, I watched that Maverick the other day myself. I watched it with the missus. Yeah. What a brilliant film. I thought it might be corny, you know, a bit like the Rocky films, you know, like where you get Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and God knows how many more after it. I thought it might be a bit corny, but you know what? It was a really good watch, actually, to be fair. Really good. I enjoyed it. Steve's put, yeah, it's too bloody cold to go camping in this country.
Yeah.
Well, not when it was 40-odd degrees. It wasn't. That would have been perfect weather.
That was a big test this summer. That was the ultimate test for our reef tanks for temperature.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
It was hard, that was. I'm glad that's all done with.
I know, fingers crossed. There's a picture on my Insta.
Yeah,
on my van. You know what? I'll go on there and have a look.
Yeah, it's nice. Everybody's questioning that you were in the RAF, to be honest. I've noticed quite a few comments about that.
In the raft makes me think of the movie Airplane. He slaps him like that. Say, pull yourself together. Oh, you know what? I love that film. Absolutely love that film. I was in what do you call it? I was in the Regiment Gunners. So basically, we was like more of like we was like basically the infantrymen in, like, say, the army. You know, like the soldiers, the infantry soldiers. We was like basically the equivalent to them, but in the RAF. So we had our weapons, guns, and we was basically patrolling base. I was based in Ankara, you know, in Ankara in Cyprus. So we was based there, and we used to just walk around the perimeter and checking for, you know, maybe anybody looking dodgy and things like that. It basically just basically guarding. Yeah, because believe it or not, you did find some dodgy people, you know, when you was walking around them.
For that base.
Hey?
It's just outside Iron Apple, that base, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I thought so.
So
it's like Hendoos, knocking about, that's about it.
Well, that's what we used to do when we used to have our what do you call it, our weekend. We used to go there to Iron Apple, you know, when we had the weekend off. We used to go there and party, and then some of them would get stranded and not come back. And they'd send the MOD out to get them. You know what I mean? all of the what do you call it, the police and all that. They'd send them out to get them. They'd been left. Yeah, the military police. Yeah, so they'd send them all out. But it was good fun. It wasn't, like I said, I only done a couple of years, but it was good. But like I said, it was more for, think of you know, a single guy. It's great. It's perfect. But then when you start having a kid, and it would just wasn't for me. Anyway, let's see. What's your Instagram name, Haley? AB Reef. Reef was on tour. Absolutely, mate.
Yeah.
Haley F_UK.
I've got a feeling Haley's going to have a lot of followers in a minute. It's going to go through the
roof. Julian Stamp. When you go camping with your kids, they forget about technology and become kids again. Absolutely. And that is one thing what we always say is, like, with mobile phones get put away, you know, when we go away. Yeah. Even I don't use it, mate. You know what I mean? We switch them off and they stay in the car, and then we go, you know what I mean? And we're just like, I mean, to be fair, we go a lot of places in, like, the Lake District, you know what I mean? So when we go up there, it's like the reception up in the Lake District is basically non-existent. You know what I mean? It's like you've got to be either next to a pub or next to a post office. You know what I mean? To get a Wi-Fi signal, because you can't get it. You know what I mean? So it's a bit of a pain, but
it's so nice seeing your kids playing just, you know, like classic games where you're camping and stuff. Just playing football.
Oh yeah,
swing ball. Making a den or something, or just playing tag. It's so nice to see kids playing like we used to. They don't do that so much.
Exactly.
No,
did he? I'm not. I was going to say I'm not sure my nano, have I? Look at my nano.
Is it still going? You're kidding, mate. You've taken that. I think you've taken the lead there. That looks better than Ross's, and especially now he's not here, he can't defend it. So I'm going to say yours is the best. That's that
bad boy.
That is good. You got Zoas in there. What else you got in there? A bit of GSP at the back.
GSP on the back wall. I've also got one or two Aptasias in there, but not to worry about that. You know what I mean? The rest of it is growing. I don't even know how actually they got in, to be fair. You know what I mean?
How have you done that, really? I found it so hard when they had that temperature swing. That's good, that does.
And you know what? I've not even done a water change in it in about 4 weeks. So, you know what? I think the water changing is like the way to go, mate, not to water change.
I think you've got the reefing crown out of us for that's better than Ross's, I think.
Yeah, you know what, mate? It's pretty chuffed with that, to be fair. How that's survived. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, let's send you a follow. To be fair, I glamped. You know what? We went glamping. We went to Pen and Porth, down in Cornwall. Went to Pen and Porth, and when they first set up the safari tents, there were safari tents. They were, and mate, they were fantastic. There was it had the 4-poster bed and everything in it. It wasn't like camping. It was like proper. The bee's knees, mate. It was like bang on. But I think we paid 400 odd quid for a week, yeah. And it was because they were trialing them out to see if they were a success. And then the kids loved it. The kids were like, "Oh, can we come back here again?" So he was like, "Yeah, you know what? We'll look at it next year and we'll come back." Yeah. Anyway, we checked on it the year later. They'd gone to 1,300 quid.
Yeah. That's the thing.
And now the stupid prices, mate.
Cheap holidays even camping nights. You have to spend quite a bit of money to go. Get all the kit you need.
He plants it fresh each week. Hey, you ask my missus, my mate. I don't plant anything. I haven't actually. Honest to God, I've not done anything in that. It's not even cleaned the glass. I've not done anything in it for 3-4 weeks. So, and it's done pretty decent, to be fair. It's not leaked. Yeah. Sorry. The only thing I've done is top the RO water. That's all I've done. Put a little bit of water in the back. That's it. I've not done anything to it. Just left it to its own devices, to be fair. Not done anything.
Done well there.
Hey, my van has leisure batteries, sink, 2 hob burners, fridge, and a double bed. Bloody hell. That's not a bloody camper van. That's not a thingy van, that is it?
Sounds like your 28-man tent, that does. That's got everything. It's got all.
Did she say it was a VW camper van? A VW camper van?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
No way. Double bed. Yeah.
Got it all.
That's fantastic if you can get that in there. Let me see. Haley F, can you use a leisure battery to run your tank? In case of a power cut. Yeah. Maybe.
Someone said that to me. It scared the daylights out of me. They were like, "Oh, we're going to have power outages in the winter because we haven't got enough energy." I was like, "You better be joking, otherwise my tank's going to go off." I was like, "That can't happen. Surely we can't have blackouts." They were like saying we might have blackouts because there's not enough energy. And I'm like, the government can't allow that to happen. There's no chance. Can you imagine that?
Imagine.
Well, no, but some people are telling me this, and I'm like, that can't happen. I know obviously hospitals have generators and stuff, don't they? Because in case of power,
my bloody generator will be going on, mate. It'll be in my house. I don't give a monkeys about fumes. You know what I mean? We're starting up. Make sure I've got plenty of petrol ready for it. You know what I mean? That'll be it. Worth getting one. It's definitely worth getting one. An inverter or something. Let me see. It's a Volkswagen T5. It's a rock and roll bed. A rock and roll bed. What's one of them?
Rock and roll bed. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Does that mean it's got like plenty of action on it or what? I don't know. I don't really know what that means. Like rock and roll is like energetic, isn't it? But I don't know.
I tell you. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Never heard of one of them.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll bed.
She's just like, I don't know. You must do. I don't know. Tell us what a rock and roll bed is.
Oh, mate, a rock and roll bed. Let's see, Steve. We better hope we don't get Rishi then, as he said he won't rule out power rationing.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, told you, mate. Rishi's gonna have. I'll have words with Rishi. I'll go and see him personally. If my tank goes out because he wants to save power, there's no chance. Liz Truss won't. She's the battle axe. She won't let any power go off.
Yeah. I think she'll get it anyway, to be fair.
I think she'll
just nip it.
Nip it, yeah.
To be fair, fingers crossed anyway.
Fingers crossed for a rock and roll band.
Yeah, it's an auto.
I don't know if I've got one.
Yeah, Darren. 4K for a caravan next year in Cornwall. Wow. Well,
and that's not for the actual caravan. That's just to stay in it.
Yeah, that's good to buy.
I'll say $4,000 for a caravan. Huh?
You can buy a caravan for $4,000, can't you? Albeit it's crap. You know what I mean? But it still keep you watertight, won't it?
I don't know.
Hey?
I like how we've changed to
pick a caravan up for $4,000 round here, mate.
$4,000 caravan around your end. That'll be all right, won't it?
I'll get a $4,000. I'll be able to get a caravan for $4,000 round there, mate. No doubt. Yeah, there's a caravan store just about 10 minutes away from me on Oldham Road, mate.
That's helpful for all the viewers that want to buy a caravan.
Yeah, want to buy a caravan.
Go buy a caravan.
We'll go back to the 70s, gents.
Yeah, see,
winter
this
of
is
discontent.
Yeah, mate. I think I
this
need
can't
to
happen.
I think I need to get one of these battery backups. I think I really do now. Seriously.
Yeah.
You can't, what's going to happen if they switch that off? Or switch our tanks off, mate, for like a day, half a day. It's gone. All gone. And what can you do? You can't claim off. You can't claim off anybody.
No, you'll be freaking hell, mate. I'll be claiming. Don't you worry. I'll be claiming.
You won't get your money back. No chance.
You can't just do that. Hold on a minute. What about
they did it in the 70s. They did genuinely do it in the 70s.
What about people who are on ventilators and all that, mate? Like at home?
Because they have backup generators, don't they? Don't they have battery backup in them?
The generator? I don't know.
Mate, hospitals run on generators as well. They've got generator backup.
Yeah, but I'm talking about people who are like at home, being nursed at home.
Well, yeah, you have to. Well, I assume they've got battery backup on them machines that they give them. Where's a reef tank?
That's new, otherwise it's dying. It's what? Yeah, I don't know, mate.
Anyway,
it's a back double seat and push a button and it folds flat into a bed. Oh, right.
What's that?
So now we know what rock and roll bed is, mate. That's what it is.
That sounds so disappointing to what I had in my mind. Fine. So it's a seat that goes into a bed. It's a bed chair, isn't it, basically? Like what you get like fishing one.
Yeah. 4K plus electric bill.
That's a caravan.
Oh, mate. Steve said he's just bought a Tunzi power switcher that auto switches to batteries if the power goes out. I've never heard of that.
How much are they?
Tunzi power switcher. Yeah, see what they are, Jake. Never heard of them. Tunzi power switcher.
They better not do. It is a thing. Tunzi power control.
Howard says you say they can't, but yes they can, and then we have no say.
Yeah, mate. If they decide to ration power, then it's happening.
Yeah,
and you have to sit in the dark, basically.
Being rocked and rolled.
Oh dear, I can't go.
Mate.
There's so many things I could say here, but I'm going to keep it clean. Yeah, let's keep it clean.
Yeah. Don't bother knocking while the man is rocking. Yeah. You're right, mate. You're right. And Darren McGinty, yeah. Food and drink, eating out extra. Exactly. That's it, mate. I mean, all we can do, guys, is just like hoping it and like, hope that everything gets sorted. You know what I mean? To be fair, and
the thing is,
there's nothing we can say, is there? What else can you say to it? There's nothing you can say, is there? We just got to like grin and bear it and hope people stay in the hobby.
To the end of the war, basically. Until the war's over, it's going to be expensive energy.
Yeah. So that's it. And like I said, with that Putin, God knows how long he's planning on doing this. He's just like a tyrant. He's insane, if you ask me. But you know what? It's there's there's nothing we can do about it. We've just got to, like I said, bite our bottom lip and just get on with it. And like I said, keep tuning in on a Friday night and watching us and having a laugh and taking the piss out of us. That's what you need to do.
Oh, we love it.
That'll make yeah, we love it, mate. We absolutely love it, don't we? You know what I mean? We all love it, don't we? It's good fun. It's good fun. It's a laugh. Like I said, we don't take it serious. We just have a bit of a banter.
That's the great thing about reefing. It's the escape as well, isn't it? We talked about that before. It escapes from all the things that are going, all the noise in the world that's going on. Just sat here with your cup of tea, watching your reef tank. And these lot in here, they haven't got a clue, have they, what's going on? They're just chilled and they're getting on with life. And that's just, it's nice. It's a nice hobby, isn't it? Gets us away from
it. For sure. Hope you're not on a downer.
Bloody hell. We should come up with a line at the end, you know. If you're feeling sad, call this number. Jesus, it's been a heavy one tonight, hasn't it, really, in terms of...
Exactly, mate. Haley's put, I'll still be here, tank or no tank. Haley.
Yeah.
Legend. Thanks, you know what, you've been here. God, I think Haley's been here since day... Well, yeah. She's been here a long time.
She has to be here. She's admin, isn't she?
Yeah. I think she's been here right from the start, Haley. Yeah, definitely. She'll still be here.
From the day he was here at 8 o'clock.
John. Exactly. Let's put this is my new Friday fix. You lads and lasses are mint. Appreciate you, Brett. It's great to see you. Sure. Love you joining in, Paul. It's always a pleasure.
What's great about what's great about this Friday night. We have got, and I'm not just saying this, some really great people that follow the live stream. Like watch it, tune in, comment, chat. Yeah. Every one of you, lovely people, get involved. We can have a laugh and we can just get through it, can't we? We'll get through it together.
Yeah. And that's it, mate. And that's what it's all about. Just like I said, everybody joining in, having a bit of a chat, and like I said, joining in the fun and all that. That's what it's all about, isn't it, Jay? You know what I mean? It's not too serious. Just having a laugh and see what we've been doing at the end of the week, all week. You know what I mean? At the end of the week, and then looking forward to the weekend. So, but you know what, sadly, guys,
that is time up. Well, don't we? We say that in our WhatsApp. Exactly. We're very thankful of the people that follow our channels and who tune in every Friday. They tune in, say, you know, get involved in the chat and just have a laugh. Who's been there 2 minutes on the laptop? Yeah, Steve, cut it off. We need to save some money. Please wrap it up.
Anyway,
I know what, guys? Rock and roll bed now.
It's been great. You know what? Honestly, God, it's been great, guys. Yeah, so once again, thanks for joining us. I don't know who's going to be on channel next week. It probably might be mine. I don't know. But we'll post it up on Instagram or on Facebook. Yeah. Check out Instagram and YouTube's out, and I'm sure you'll figure out whose channel is going to be on. So once again, have a great weekend, guys. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you next Friday. So take care.